Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about a documentary I saw on Channel 4 last night, which was called Are You Autistic? Which is about like the lost generation, they call it, of people that were not diagnosed or failed to be diagnosed or whatever, and I found it really interesting, and I was hoping to, I'm going to try and do a positive chat about it, and I found it really interesting, and I would love people to watch it, and so because I feel that it helps people that are not on the spectrum understand people that are. But this morning when I was going to put a post on my private Facebook account about it, I ended up seeing a review, which really upset me. It's a Telegraph review, and the title is Are You Autistic? Review. Autism is an important topic that deserves better than a mediocre documentary. And I was like, mediocre? I didn't find it mediocre. I found it very informative, and like I say, I urge people to watch it because it was just really I found it very interesting, and like I say, and it goes on to say, he talks about the presenters and saying about them gleefully using the term neurotypical, or neurotypicals. It's like they say, it's just a way to describe someone who isn't on the spectrum, and they, it's it is literally just a way, so because the spectrum is a huge spectrum of I haven't met someone on the autistic spectrum that's the same as me. I mean, admittedly, I haven't met a lot of people on the autistic spectrum because, as they say in the documentary, about the lost generation, I am one of those lost generations. I mean, my story is that, I'm 38 now. When I was 5 years old, my parents got me tested because I wasn't a typical child at 5, and they said, that he does show that he isn't developing normally, and basically said that that there's nothing they could do, or they basically said don't expect much from me, and and that's my story. And it was only just over a year now that I was properly diagnosed, and I'm not getting the help I need at the moment because there isn't really any adult help out there, which is all they need when there is this lost generation of people that haven't been properly diagnosed. And someone on the autistic spectrum that hasn't been diagnosed, life could potentially be absolute hell and really uncomfortable, and you don't know why. And the term neurotypical, it wasn't something that we autistic people came up with. It was a term developed by psychologists, and it is just a way to describe someone who is not on the autistic spectrum. So, I don't even know who it was that wrote it, but it's someone in the Telegraph anyway. And saying, and then going on about the saying that it's like 3 different documentaries and rent-a-presenter and stuff. It wasn't about how it was edited, it was about the content and understanding and learning about people on the autistic spectrum. And this has really upset me today, reading this. I'm just going to put this away because it is really, really winding me up. And yes, and it's wound me up to the point. I haven't taken my medication. I'm asthmatic and stuff, and I suffer from hay fever. I'm supposed to start taking my hay fever tablets now, and it's just really thrown me out. I almost forgot to put the bin out this morning. I know that, and things like this just wind me up no end. Because I'm supposed to be doing stuff today. I really don't feel like being in front of anyone because, like I say, a really good documentary that I found informative has been slated by that person. I mean, there are probably other reviews that are positive, but, one is enough. I mean, I work in the retail sector, and I know that one bad review can really affect something. People don't really look at good reviews, they look at the negative ones. And I just think that person needs to meet people that either have relatives on the autistic spectrum or are autistic themselves to understand. Because I've met people that I say, they kind of get me in an awkward position and stuff, and I say, and I say that I'm on the autistic spectrum, and they say, oh, I understand. And they might say, oh, I've got a friend on the spectrum, or relatives on the spectrum. But if you're sort of challenging someone and making their life awkward, and they've told you that they're on the spectrum, respect them. And because you basically can ruin their whole day. And I mean, like they say in the documentary, is that when we're out of our comfort zone, we just, when we can escape, we escape, and we just want to be left alone and stuff. So that's why I'm in the middle of a beach. I've gone further than I usually go when I do these videos, just purely because I don't, I get a bit self-conscious when there's people around when I'm doing these videos, because I don't know them. So so like I say, I really urge people to go and watch it. It was on Channel 4. Was it Wednesday night, I think, on the 28th of March, 28th of March, on Channel 4 it was on. So watch it on Catch Up or 4OD or iPlayer or whatever Channel 4 have, I don't know. So I'll calm down a little bit, and I brought some lunch with me to kind of chill out before I play. I've got a pool match this afternoon, and then I've got another pool match later on this evening, so hopefully I'm going to be good company. yeah, I think that there might have been other things that I was going to talk about, but like I say, I'm just really wound up, and apologies to people that were hoping that I was going to do a nice cheerful video today. Good things. There are some good things on the horizon. I've got a friend that's also a YouTube vlogger that's coming up to see me in a week or so. I don't know. And we're gonna have some fun doing some photography out and about around my area. And so speak to you soon. Bye.